Hello and welcome to Curse of the Ancient Ones, and this will be part 18. We are now inside Miss Drannor. The home of dragons reports time tracks is to the north. An elfish spirit appears and greets you. What do you do? Greet, I suppose. The spirit talks of the glen. We spirits of Miss Drannor has grown weak over the centuries. We can now do little but observe. We ask for your help. In return, let me reveal to you a secret power of the Thrice Queen. Within this building is a glowing red web. If you speak the word while standing before it, then walk into it, you will gain great strength. I have seen many of the Thrice Queen do this. So let's go and have a look at that web, shall we? A red web stretches across the passage. Glowing dully, what do you do? I'm fairly sure we're going to leave that alone. It's found to be a trap, and I'm not sure it can be worth stringing it. Which I can't. So. The Thrice Queen is excavating a grave here. She turns on attacks. There will be an awful lot of random encounters in this video, but I've cut most of them out, the encounters themselves. And that was because of two reasons. The first reason is the fact that there's some skeletons that you can bury to get a very important buff. A buff that is not showing because, of course, these old games didn't do things like that. You just had to know you got it, but unless you had outside information, you would not know what buff it was you were getting. Lovely. But there's also, I think it's 20 random encounters you have to clear in order to having so-called cleared this area, so you won't get affected by random encounters. And I've decided to try and do that, and then about halfway through I decided that I was actually spending more time trying to clear the random encounters than just trying to avoid them. So it wasn't beneficial to me in any way, shape, or form to try and actually do all these random encounters, but I started doing them, so I've cut most of the combat out. Got some gems. Lovely. You see a partially excavated elf skeleton. Jewelry glitters on its wrist. What do you do? Let's rebury. And I'm fairly sure it's 4 we need to bury in order to qualify for the buff. So let's blunder about. Insects watch you. That's the way I've decided to edit it. I could have cut it out completely, but then this video would have been 8 minutes long, and I just had a 5 minutes long video, so. More combat. Whee! Hooray! The amount of experience you gain is very, very little, so. See a group of knights. That sounds unfamiliar. Of course, it's just when you are in danger, thinking whatever, they will come and appear and help and stuff. That's not me to skip through that text, it was the game itself. The Thrice Queen is excavating a grave here. Same story as before. So, a Thrice Queen, I think they're called Queen. And of course, spiders. Spiders have poison. Poison is instant death in these games, so fun, happy days, and all that stuff. Phase spiders, once they have attacked, they are essentially phased out, so you can't actually attack them. I'm fairly sure AoE spells can still clip them, but you can't target them because they are not corporeal, I think it's called. It's much like this defensive spell Blink that mages can learn. As soon as they've acted, they are essentially untargetable and unattackable. I can't remember whether spells will actually be able to hit. I haven't tested it. I always forget to use these defensive natured spells for some bizarre reason. And of course, again, we are going to rebury the skeleton. We are honorable people. A paladin grave robber? What paladin? Oh, yeah, that former paladin. I don't think that's a factor in these games. I'm fairly sure it isn't. But more insects. Hooray! More combat. Speaking of paladins, that's actually an incident that really bugs me from the game. Pathfinder Kingmaker. Headed towards more ruins. Will you travel via a path through the woods? Let's turn back. We're not done here yet. Pathfinder Kingmaker. You can get an NPC to join you who is a fighter, and she was destined to become a paladin, but she didn't like all the lectures, and then she buggered off. She's considered to be very beautiful, but I've beholden all that stuff. But at some point in the game, you can face off against her former mentor, and this paladin order is a paladin order for the goddess of beauty, whatever the god in that world is called, because they're not sharing deities and all the good stuff with the normal Forgotten Realms. It's modification of existing Dungeons and Dragons. But whatever the case, they duel, and he intentionally scars her. Why he remained to be a paladin, I fail to see. She rejected the order, and she probably called him names and all sorts of things, but he is a paladin. He's supposed to know better. He's a paladin that wants to protect the beautiful in the world, and she was considered beautiful by their order, and he intentionally... The spirit appears before you. I'm the spirit of Princess Damia. You seem good people. Will you accept my blessing? Yep. I'm fairly sure that's the buff we want. Go forth with my blessing. I am amazed that the Swan Maids are still active in the realms. I recall my tenure with them. You're lucky to have Callistia in your party. She fades away. That's a buff to your toggle. You never actually, you can't see it. You got it, but you got it. So, anyway, back to the other story. This paladin intentionally scarred a person. That's an evil act. It has to be an evil act. Leaving that person with a permanent souvenir. Oh yeah, that's an evil act. No doubt an evil act. But also defiling the very order he belongs to by defiling beauty. But the game does not respond in any way, shape, or form. If I'd been Dungeon Master in that game, I would have said, okay, you've fallen from grace here now. In the story, bye-bye. More fights. Whoop-de-doo. Some Dungeon Masters like making it very, he got poisoned by the way. Like making it very, very hard for people to play Paladins, because it's fun to try to get them to trip up, apparently. But there is a difference between being challenged as a Paladin player and being outright evil. And the before-mentioned episode I would consider to be evil. Intentional evil. Near the entrance to this building is a crushed Thry Queen. The doorway is a ghostly shape. Do you want to enter the building? The spirit speaks. Welcome, warriors. Enter and meet our queen. He says and leaves because he's intelligent. Two suits of armor flank the stairway, radiating faint magic. One speaks. The queen will see you. What do you do? Go upstairs. Alma seems to bow as you pass. As you approach the stairs, a voice cries out. The court gives greeting. A spirit appears before you. My heart rejoices to have such defenders. These items may help your quest. A quest. There's a froggy in there. Quack. There's a duck, not a frog. Dumbass. So what are we getting? Some blessed quarrels, a light crossbow, ring, a scroll, ring, staff sling. Ring, ring. Singing is another skill I haven't got. But we shall happily take those items. Alas, my time is short here. My best wishes to you. She disappears. Try to rest, and yeah, well, it wasn't allowed, apparently. Try Queen steps forward, asking, "Who's your master? What do you say?" Tyrant Traxus. Okay. We have no quarrels with him. They leave. Oh, okay. Easy does it. Almost done here. Figure appears from the shadows. Hail-bonded ones. Well, she'll probably talk to him. The figure breaks into rapid speech. The man says, "Ask me not my name, for names are but labels men apply to that which they do not understand. I know of your bonds and of your struggles to free yourself, for I helped create the first bonds what seems now so long ago. Your last bond, that of Tyrant Traxus, the Flamed One, is the most dangerous. Whether you know it or not, you are closer to eternal slavery now than ever. The Tyrant Traxus need no longer share his power over you with others. He can turn his full fury to making sure that you do not ever escape. Your only hope is to catch the Flame One by surprise and deal with him before he can evoke the power of your bonds. Hurry on, hurry, hurry." He leaves. You see a tree? Since he leaves? Ah, I know that was bad. Sorry. So back to where we tried to, or not tried to, go before. Need to go to the eastern parts of Drannor ruins. And on that note, we are coming up on the end of this video, so I will say as usual, thanks for watching, take care, and see you next time. Bye bye for now.